But if I can still play it on my PS4, then I'm not buying another. And if it's like 2 weeks until it goes on Xbox, then I'm just gonna not buy anything.
It's really only a big deal if you have a 4K monitor to upgrade to either of them, because they're both 4K 120 frames systems.
I mean, anymore, that's kind of what the new boxes do, is just gives you more Ks at bigger frame rates.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're also both solid state hard drives, so there's basically no load times in those games at all.
Just way faster. Yeah.
The Xbox shows off a thing where you can actually have 2 games fully running, one in the background, like and you can just hot swap between them because it's loading them both.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very impressive, actually, but it really is. They are just selling you a very optimized small gaming desktop at this point.
Yeah. Laura, I gotta say that, I mean, you're set up perfectly so that you look like you have a little like mustache goatee thing going on as you're sucking water.
This is evil Laura. This is not Laura. This is evil Laura.
Evil Laura.
The evil twin Laura.
Well, no need to be so overdramatic or melodramatic. Damn it, I fucked up the joke.
Melodramatic.
Melodramatic.
I do like dramatic melons. I do like them.
I have tweeted out all of the things.
Cool.
Excellent.
Who wants to give the recap?
Sure, why not?
It's only been, what, 2 weeks since we played?
2 weeks.
You're good.
You still have been a hell of a month for me, I'll tell you.
Okay, let's get this party started. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Deadlands-Blood Moon. We're back. It's been a while. Things, yeah, right. We had a little I don't know, what do you call it? What would you even call it?
Hiatus.
Hiatus is good for 2 episodes. Sure.
Stopgap.
Hey,
Recess.
We had some shit happen.
Recess is a good one.
People.
It is recess. It's like my recess when I was a kid. One person left entirely, and then everyone else went outside and got their ass kicked by the bully. Laura.
Wow. So, let's catch up. What happened last time, Reverend?
Hard mode. Every game needs one.
What's that?
Do not know.
He's watching videos.
That was me trying to get onto the Twitch and the ad that pops up.
Yeah, yes, the Twitch ad. I got you.
Autoplay shit.
Goddamn fucking.
Well,
That's the new thing, apparently.
Yep, it is.
Bill, go.
I'm waiting for everybody to stop.
Wait,
anyway.
is that ever... What?
And you realize the moment you say you're waiting for everyone to stop, you know what I'm going to do, Phil.
Yeah.
Can we mute Patrick ahead of time?
Just go!
Last time we were all together, we headed out on our mission to find the source of the mysterious bug-like mechanizations. We were heading out from Kochidi out into the wilderness towards the canyon, towards Merkel Canyon. Upon our way there, we saw some smoke off in the distance. Not deputy, marshal, the would-be marshal of the town.
Constable.
Constable would be constable of the town, not a U.S. marshal. Sorry, apologies. The constable exclaimed that was the Carson place. So we headed out towards the Carson Ranch, and what we found was, well, it was a disaster. It was a bloodbath. But found some survivors, hidden safely away. Kind of got an idea of what had gone on there. Didn't really have the wagons available to send everybody back to town, so we advised them all to hole up in the cellar. Found out that Miss Carson had been taken, among others. And we were just on our way out of the Carson place when 4 figures came a-riding in the distance. And good deputy took it upon himself to ride out to meet him. And that was the suspenseful conclusion.
And then they started shooting at me.
Nobody fired anything. No one's fired any shots.
They took their
at
guns
all.
out.
They did.
Took their guns out.
Because
Listen.
a dude started riding
Oh
at
my
him
God,
at
they're
full
coming straight
speed.
for me.
And Buford knows a secret about Cora
Oh.
from our encounter at the toilet.
She's Wolverine.
I don't think Buford remembers much.
Buford doesn't.
Actually, Lady Wolverine's X-23. But she was Wolverine for a little while.
Right?
Yeah, Buford may need a bit of a nudge from Dr. Mathis.
Would you like to
I'm literally
remind-
telling you what it was.
She has retractable claws. She brought claws out.
I'm literally telling you what it is.
She's Wolverine.
Character that saw none of this and knows none of this is
She's a
telling you
huge
what
jacked man.
Mm-hmm.
Jack man.
I see what you did there. Yes.
I think it's also important to note that that the deputy, the good deputy, had ridden out ahead of the three of you, while you settled it with Constable Mason, and he is now alone out there riding towards the four armed gentlemen.
Yes.
That is very important to know. And with that, I think we will pick up the story with the three of you. But first, you know
Say
what time
word
it
from
is.
Sponsor, I'll kill you.
No.
It's Benny's time.
It's Benny's time. Benny's time.
8 chips. 8.
Over under on 2 of us getting 3 whites.
I did last time.
All right, Mr.
Oh, the odds are in favor of that.
Mr. Hayes, sir. You're 3. 2 red and a white for Mr. Hayes. Deputy.
What's up, dog?
Oh, red, white, and blue.
Merc.
For the
Yeah.
good deputy.
American.
The good reverend. Oh, there it is, the 3 whites for the good reverend.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of the glass board at the end of this, because by the end of these episodes, I've taken a bunch of notes, and it looks like a serial killer's manifesto written on here.
And the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
3
2
whites.
reds and a white.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. But still, even this episode, we are so far in, you each get an extra Betty.
Oh.
So, Mr. Hayes, another white. The good deputy, another white. The good reverend, a red. And the doctor, a blue for the doctor.
Can see whose favorite is.
And here's your reminder. Whites, you can re-roll. Let's see, what is it? For whites, we get to soak wounds, or you can re-roll a poor roll, only the roll not for damage. The reds, you can do those, and the reds you can re-roll a critical fail that you cannot re-roll with a white chip. And the blue chip, you can re-roll whatever you want, including damage. That is our rule. All right. So, if you remember, just a recap, we've ridden out of Kochiti, and we've ridden a bit to the west and to the north, and then back to the south a bit. So we are headed towards those bluffs, the ridges, just before they become those mountains that ride up through New Mexico. So, and let's go back to our background. Let's do on the trail. That would be good. We'll start here. All right. Mr. Hayes, the good reverend, and the doctor. You have just left the house. You've convinced everyone else to stay at the Carlson Ranch, and you were given instructions by the deputy that you should follow him as he rides out to the north, following all of those mini tracks that all of those cattle and those bug creatures have left for you to follow. What would you like to do?
Well, I must say, the good deputy could be considered a fool for heading out there on his own.
I wasn't actually leaving on my own. You assholes were supposed to follow me. I was looking for the trail.
There's currently a cloud of dust next to Mr. Hayes that he is presumably speaking to. That is where the Reverend was.
So the Reverend has mounted his horse, and he has ridden his way out of there. You guys follow?
Patrick, do you got pizza?
I do mount, but I do not go off in a blaze of glory trying to catch up.
Doctor.
That is
Yeah.
pizza.
How many horses did we have? Did we each have one?
Yep, you had the wagon. And each of those
Pretty
gentlemen.
sure I was riding in a wagon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to continue on the wagon?
Yes. If any of the horses are still attached to said wagon, I would be in the wagon.
All right,
Be
awesome.
driven along.
I believe there would still be 2 attached.
There would be. And so you're trailing behind in the wagon. Tell you what, Good Reverend, why don't I have you roll, what the hell they call it in this game?
I believe that would be riding.
Yep. Let's have you roll a riding first of all, since you are you said you were in a hurry?
Indeed.
Mr. Hayes,
Yes.
you are not in a hurry, so I'm not going to make you roll.
No,
riding.
I'm heading in the same direction, probably about the same pace as Dr. Mathis in the
Very
wagon.
Very good. So give me a riding roll, Reverend.
Well, I did so, and there it is. It's 5.
You are doing just fine, just fine. As you're on your way out, I'd also have you make a what do they call that in this game?
Notice.
The notice roll. Thank you. I need to pull up a character sheet. Is what I need to do with that shit.
Notice roll is also a 5.
Wonderful. You looking out to the north along that trail. You see the good deputy. He seems to have left the trail that was left for you and is riding out towards what you see as another group of riders that are riding towards him. As you watch, they spread out from a clump they spread out in a line and continue to ride towards the deputy. What would you like to do?
I would yell out to the deputy. If he can hear me, I'll try anyway. Deputy, circle back so that we can regroup.
Deputy.
I would assume I'm pretty far.
Yep. Yeah, I'll need you to make let's call it a notice roll at a -3 because of distance and the how hard you're riding towards those other two.
Yeah, that turned out.
Yeah, you do not hear. You hear nothing but the roar of the wind and the whinny of Mr. Biscuits.
Mr. Biscuits, are you saying this is a mistake? Well, I guess if you say so. I don't know if I'd added that racist part at the end. That might have been Chad's interpretation. I don't think Mr. Biscuits would say that.
Mr. Gunn, Deputy Gunn, you're as you're riding towards that group, you see them spread out, and each one of them pulls their sidearm. They have not raised it at you at this point, but they have spread out in what you recognize as sort of essentially I wouldn't call it an aggressive way, but they're certainly meeting your move with
I haven't pulled a gun. I don't know.
You started riding at them at full
my
speed.
God. How does every town not become a shootout?
They quite frequently did.
You're aware of the world you live in, aren't you? Are you familiar with Deadlands?
I guess I will. I would have a handkerchief. I would probably just throw my handkerchief up.
All right. I'm gonna see.
I'm not riding at them anymore.
Okay.
Sort of.
All right. Sounds good. Let's stab them. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Yeah. They you see the one of the two middle riders. He makes a hand signal, and everybody slows down to more of a canter and continues to come towards you. Give me a notice roll real quick.
Seven.
You notice that all but one holster their pistol, but the one to your far left keeps his pistol in his hand. And they begin to converge.
Hail!
Who is that there?
This here's Francis Gunn, deputy, Santa Fe. That's far enough. That's far enough.
They pull up. They look at each other. The one that gave the hand signal. What's Deputy Santa Fe doing all the way out here?
My job. And who might you be?
Folks around here just call me Mr. Dan. He's my...
Well, that'll be easy to remember.
These my employees.
Employees?
That's right.
Well, Mr. Dan, may I ask your business? For I am on official business.
We saw the smoke there. We're driving cattle down from Jimenez down to Albuquerque for sale. Thought we'd see if anybody needed our help.
Yeah, you might have come at an opportune time. Tell me, you know anything of the bug monsters that roam these here lands?
Say I've heard of some tale of some creatures, but can't say I've run into any.
They done raided this ranch up here. We got survivors. Place burned though.
Give me let's call it an investigation roll.
Five.
You noticed the one with that didn't put away his gun. He's uncomfortable. Seems a little twitchy. You can see that the leader there, Mr. Dan, keeps looking over to him.
You'll have to forgive my what's the word? I ain't so good with him. Bluntness. Your Twitch friend there needs to calm down.
He'd be all right. Pete, put it away now.
I'll do you a favor, let you know I'm not alone out here on my lonesome. And there's some people just behind me over that ridge.
He
Caught up
turns.
by now.
Yep, and he watches as the good Reverend rides up towards you. Reverend, where do you place yourself?
I would pull up right along the right flank of Deputy Gunn. I would tip my hat, and I forget the time of day.
At this point, we're still, right around the little afternoon at this point.
Afternoon, gentlemen. Excuse me. Afternoon, gentlemen.
Reverend, no sudden movements.
And they look past the Reverend and they can see the wagon and Mr. Hayes coming up as well.
I assume you and the deputy have had a moment to get acquainted. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Winslow Fullerton.
Reverend. Folks around here call me Mr. Dan.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Dan. Has everyone's business here already been discussed?
They were trying to do a kindness and check on these here folks.
Yeah.
Kind of you indeed. Do believe they're mostly squared away, unless I kind of take a look, kind of peer around at them. Do they? Not to be judgmental, but do they look like trouble?
What do you have for like that kind of thing? You got any special skills?
I would say
would
that
apply.
falls under streetwise.
Afraid I'm not much for streetwise. Simply
Got any like
know a little bit about the human condition and have a fairly high notice.
Okay, well, give me a notice roll then. Okay.
Just average.
What you do notice is that they look rode hard and put away wet.
Gross.
They've seen the trail for a long time, and the one the one right to your left of Mr. Dan, he's the other center rider. He actually looks like he's got some bandages on one of his legs and one of his arms.
You gentlemen look as though you may have had a rough go of it out on the road. Encountered anything unusual?
Unusual, like bug critters, like the deputy here's talking about? No. Been on the trail for a while, pushing cattle.
And where are those cattle?
You see the twitchy one looks over at Mr. Dan. And Mr. Dan gives the twitchy one a look. Back beyond that bluff there around the edge of that ridge, we left two of my hands with them. As I said, we've been pushing them down the trail here for a while. So, you want some help or what?
Well, sir, I would not want to take you from your duties, and as the Reverend has said, the family mostly squared away.
We do appreciate your offer of kindness, but do you believe we can handle their safekeeping? And seems like, from the looks of things, sooner you get to Albuquerque, the better.
The twitchy one. You can see him reaching back towards his gun.
Not. I'm sure you gentlemen know the law same as I do.
Are Mr. Hayes and I there yet?
Yes, you have pulled up. Mr. Hayes, good doctor, where do you settle yourselves?
Which side is the Reverend on with gun?
Reverend pulled up on his right.
I pull up on his left.
Doctor?
Oh, I didn't realize I was driving the wagon. I thought that someone else was on a horse in front of the wagon.
Oh, you'll have to do something. What a surprise.
You are driving.
Dr.
way.
Mathis has to get her hands dirty.
More so along the lines of animals don't like me.
Oh,
I don't like them.
that's unfair. You got to give him a chance.
I will clumsily sort of bring the wagon around to the other side of the Reverend.
Very well. I would like all of you to make we'll call it a spirit check.
I'm okay with that.
We got spirit. Yes, we do.
We got spirit. There's ghost.
3 of you got spirit.
Moon's haunted.
Moon's on it.
Wait, what are you? What do you mean the moon's?
Moon's on it.
So, it looks as though the good doctor and Mr. Hayes both failed that check, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, that is correct.
Unless they are using bennies, it would appear so.
All right.
I'm gonna let the chips fall where they may. I want to see what happens when I fail this spirit check.
Yeah.
It's a bold
I think
move,
I'd rather
respect
use
it.
mine in battle than on a spirit check.
At seemingly the same moment, 3 of the 4 riders, the ones that aren't Mr. Dan, pull their pistols. Mr. Hayes, doctor, you two are taken by surprise, but Deputy, Reverend, you are not. You have an opportunity to take an action at this point.
Quick draw.
Quick draw from the deputy. Who is your target, sir?
Twitchy McTwitcherson.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Give me a shooting roll, please. Twitchy is also going to take his shooting roll at the same time.
If it's at the same time, would this be a duel?
Not really. Not really. No, we won't do the duel with this one.
Is quick draw a specific edge? That's the thing you have, right?
Yeah.
Or are you just describing what you're doing? Okay.
No, it's an edge I have.
It's a thing. Okay.
Oh, well, rerolling that. I can use whites on that, right? I always forget.
Yep, you can use white on that reroll.
Unless it's a critical fail.
All right. Well, you both pull and you both fire at almost simultaneously. You both hit, neither one with a raise. What is... Let's see, actually... Actually, you do hit him. What's your toughness, sir?
My toughness is 5.
5. Okay. Let's roll damage.
Damage is... I don't know what myself. 2d6 plus 1. 2d6 plus 1. Damage. 9.
Ooh. That's what a raise. All right. And he...
I don't know what his toughness is at, so yeah, you gotta do the math.
Yep. All right, there we go. He rolls. He hit you, but his damage is only. He rolled a 2, so he missed. He didn't get through your toughness. You, however, put a hole directly through his chest, and he falls from his horse. He is dead. Reverend, your move.
I would quick flip off my jacket as a distraction, and then quickly attempt to dismount my horse.
So you're dismounting for your action? All right, sounds good. All right, the other two are going to take some quick shots. One of them takes a shot at Mr. Gunn, the good deputy. The other takes a shot at Reverend Fullerton. First one. Let's see, we got a 6. So that hits. And damage. Damage is a 4. You said your toughness was what, sir?
5.
5, okay, does not make it through your toughness. Reverend, we get a 5, so that hits. Damage on you, sir. Only 2. I'm assuming that does not get through your toughness, correct?
Does not get through my toughness.
All right. Now, all right, let's roll initiative. Let's do initiative. All right, initiative.
Is this from my gunfighting playlist? Yeah, it is. That's in the wrong playlist. Hit skip.
Hayes,
What?
Gun,
Hit skip.
Rev, and Doc.
Camera
Shuffling some
Just starts
cards.
playing Shania. Oh, fuck.
Holy shit, though. No, so Orville fucking Peck did a duet song with Shania Twain. It's so great.
All right. We'll do Mr. Hayes first. Mr. Hayes. A king. Mr. Gunn. Also a king. Good Reverend. A 9. The good doctor. 7.
Okay.
So that would be hearts before diamonds. So Mr. Hayes goes first, correct?
Reverse alphabetical order. Diamonds.
Diamonds go first. So
Stronger.
all right. So we're gonna do, and then the gun
Reverse
slingers
alphabetical order.
do a 10.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm wrong. Why do I keep fucking that up?
H comes after D, so
Yeah. It's not reverse. It's alphabetical order.
it's alphabetical.
It's alphabetical. Okay. So then
Alphabetical,
Mr.
so
Gunn.
Then Gun goes first.
Yep. Mr.
Okay.
Gunn.
I'll shoot another person dead in their face.
Sounds like a plan. Which one would you like to take out? The
Dan.
one. All right. Taking out Dan. Please fire your weapon.
Okay. I'll shoot. I need to. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Shooting is D8. Okay. How many raises can I have? Because I have them.
Yes, you
It
do.
appears that you have 3.
You
That is 3 raises.
3 raised. So yeah. Let's go ahead and roll damage on it with that 3 raises. So your
12.
total damage is 12.
Oof. Duh.
That would be.
What's his toughness? 5 or 6?
Oh man. Yeah, his toughness is 5. So
I kind of thought for a second, I'm like, should I say I shoot him in the leg or something? And I'm like, nah. Just go for
this
it.
guy's dead. Yeah, he. Tell you what.
Oopsie doopsie.
How you want to do this? Tell me
Well,
what happens.
shot the one guy, Dan. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him in the dick. Now he will not bleed out immediately. I'm just saying.
The bullet burrows in, ricochets off the saddle, up his little peepee, through his scrotum, and he falls.
I just get sounded by a bullet. Oh.
I understand that he's not a big man, but referring to it as a PP, he's a full-grown man. I have already killed him. I am not sure we need to degrade him in such a manner.
He slides off the side of that saddle, and yes, he is very dead. He is very dead. Mr. Hayes.
How many are there in this group?
2 left. 2 on the
There's 2
ground.
left.
2 are on the ground. Two
So,
still on horseback.
And have they drawn? Has
Both of them have their guns drawn. Yes.
all right.
The only one that didn't was Mr. Dave.
Was Dan, and he's
Mr. Dan, excuse me. Yes.
now he's Mr. No Dick.
Now he is very, very dead.
Oh, Dick, dead.
I just go ahead and pull my gun out, but instead of shooting, I hold my other hand out and I say, now, this doesn't have to go any further. You see how my associate here can handle things. I don't suppose you want to end up the same way.
Let the dice decide. That was your full turn, sir?
Yeah, I'm not going to fire.
All right.
I want to keep from bloodshed.
They their attention is definitely on you and their guns swing towards you. But it is, well, shit, it's actually their turn. So, wow. Okay. They both fire their weapons at you. So
How are negotiations faring?
A feel the diplomatic process is breaking down.
Actually, the first one misses. It goes wide. The second one does hit. We're gonna roll damage.
Ouchie! I got ouchie boo boo. Ouchie boo boo.
What did you poo poo? What did you poo poo?
I boo boo.
Ooh, we have a 6. What is your toughness, sir?
Toughness is 5.
All right, it does get through your toughness. It is not, however, a wound. But let's have you make a vigor roll to see if you are shaken.
Nope. 5.
All right. You are not shaken, but you are.
I am pissed off.
You are bleeding. Let's you know what? Let's find out where you're bleeding from, shall we?
Dick.
You are bleeding.
Eye for an eye.
Ooh. They caught you in the side, sir. Just grazed you along along that bottom rib. Might be bruised a little bit. All right, Reverend. What would you like to do? Oh shit. Yeah, both of them went. The other one missed. So go ahead. Yep, your turn.
So, of the ones remaining, where are they? Do we have like a?
Here,
where are they positionally?
I will give you a quick. Let me find my dudes.
My thought is, I dismounted off right side. I would have a clear shot at the one rightmost. So, but I don't know where everyone is exactly positioned.
Yes, I will give you a quick position of where everybody is and who's dead.
Missionary.
How's that sound?
Perfect.
Here we go. So they are still slightly spread out. This was Dan. Dan is dead.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mr. Twitchy. Mr. Twitchy is also dead.
Very well.
So these two guys are still going.
I would pull out my Colt 45 and shoot at the one on the right.
Pardon me real quick while I whip this out.
That's roughly where everybody is. So I'm sorry, you shot whom?
One on the right.
One on my right. This dude, your right. This dude. All right, take a shot.
I really kind of want them all to be dead before Laura's turn, so she's just like, well, she gets to claim moral high ground. I really want to see Mathis claim moral high ground.
All right, so 7 on the roll.
You hit.
No raises,
but you did hit. Let's see what your damage is.
All right. Let me get that figured. 2d6 plus 1 from the Gold Peacemaker.
Yeah, his toughness is 5, so that was your target. Oh,
Ends up being 10.
and that is a hit, and that is a wound. How you want this to go down?
Thinking it's not particularly adept with sidearms, but I think he would have been going for the quick. I think the Reverend would be going for the quick kill to the head. Nothing too painful, but I think he aims just a little bit low, and it just goes right through his gullet, right through his throat.
Blood, it spurts everywhere. The horse rears up, falls to the ground. He's dead.
Hey, Reverend!
I'm the good doctor.
There's one guy still alive.
There's one dude still alive. This guy dead. Just that guy right over there. This guy right here. He's the living.
I'm gonna reach behind me. I'm gonna grab the flamethrower from the dragon.
Oh no! Oh no!
This seems excessive.
Point it at him. And I'm going to say, ride away.
Let's see how he
And
does.
that's when you let loose with the flamethrower.
Let's see how he does with his.
Take
Let
these
the dice
broken
decide.
wings. That's the song I've decided to stuck on the jukebox. And then we'll fly again.
He sees whatever it is that you bring around. He has no idea what it is, but he knows that all of his buddies are dead, and he turns that horse as hard as he can. He starts riding back the other way.
Shit, no!
I will, if anybody would like, we'll call it an attack of opportunity at this point. Yes, deputy.
I want to wing the horse. No,
All
I'll
right.
wing him. I'll wing him.
You want to wing him? Okay, we'll call that a cold shot. So, what do you want to do? Like a arm or a leg, or just what are you hoping for?
Yeah, shoulder back area.
Okay.
You know, it's with his. You know, with my gun, it's pretty unlikely you kill somebody straight out with the first bullet. Even though I've done it twice now.
The perfect, yes. Cold shot. Let's see here. What is that? Yeah, if you're just basically trying not to kill him, we'll call that a -2 to your shot.
Okay.
I would say that I would be prepping to do the same thing, except I would be getting out my Springfield rifle and
I hit.
taking more careful aim.
You hit.
Damage. 10. Shit.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a glancing blow.
Yeah, you killed him pretty good. That goes right through his spinal cord, and he immediately just flops off the horse.
That
like
doesn't
a
sound like I
sack of
killed him.
Potatoes. Roll.
You might have a couple of seconds to talk to the guy whose dick you shot off. That was out of character.
The horse keeps going. And actually,
Wait,
there are 2 horses stuck around, and they're actually just sort of trotting around the general area, but 2 others have bolted.
Why is it? Okay. I was math checking this real quick. I'm like, that seems high, but it's correct. It's correct. Damn it! Didn't want to kill that one. Fuck. Mr. Biscuits, don't move. Dr. Mathis, this one's bleeding out his penis. How I make it stop?
Well,
I understand you're not that kind of doctor. I'm just, if you happen to have an idea of penis bleeding.
I mean, I could try and heal him, but I'm not 100% sure if the damage is.
Is he done? Is he dead already?
Let's find out. Let the dice decide. Evens he lives, odds he bleeds out.
Is that on stream or something? Nope.
Yep. Odd, he bleeds out right in front of you.
Yeah, I can't bring him back. I can just heal a little bit.
Well,
But Deputy Gunn, you can always try some direct pressure.
In my medical training, the small amount that I had at my school, they did say that a warm, moist place is the best way to provide pressure. So I think the mouth is the best.
yeah, you're all real funny. You're all real funny.
No, I never was.
I don't know why I murdered these guys. That's not true. I murdered them because they pulled guns on me. I'm not sure why they pulled guns on me. and that's annoying.
It would seem as though you called them out on their ruse. Do you believe these men had made ill will? All the same, I pray for their souls.
Yeah, you go ahead and pray. Hey, Mr. Hayes, you want to help me go through the pockets?
You assume I wasn't already doing that?
Just thought I'd invite you. I don't.
All right.
As I go through the pockets, I'm going to go meticulously to each one and fire a single shot point blank between the eyes.
Nice.
Kind of ruins if they got bounties. Just, all right, she's doing it anyway.
Just trust me on this.
That's some harsh, like, terrible, world thing. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You put holes in all four of those guys.
I'm rolling investigation to try to
Excellent.
find something probably on Mr. Dan that would, because he seems like he's the one that has two brain cells to rub together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Dan, what you his horse is still there. And you do with that investigation, you do in his saddlebags find interesting things that you wouldn't necessarily think that a man in his line of business would have.
There's a big dildo in here.
You find some looks like a fancy set of silverware. You find some jewelry that you don't know if it's fake or if it's real, but it's there. You find some Confederate currency, and you find you find 16 Confederate dollars, and you find 19 gold eagles.
1, 2.
Well, let's just say let's say $19 worth of coins of gold and silver coins.
Well, he was robbing people. That's damn sure.
Mr. Hayes, would you also like to roll some investigation on these bodies?
Yeah, I already rolled it as a 4.
4? Okay. You don't find much on any of the bodies. What you do find is on Twitchy. You find some wanted posters. You find the likenesses. You find 3 of them. 2 of them look like likenesses of him.
So, excuse me there, Deputy Gunn.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hayes.
You want to take a look at these wanted posters over here?
Oh, don't tell me they bounty hunters. Shit.
Well, I don't think they're bounty hunters. I think they've been bounty hunted.
Oh, well, sure as shit. What's the other posters?
The other poster, the 2 of those posters have likenesses of the Twitchy guy. One of them named Pete Logan. The other name is Raymond Cox.
Hey, did you hear the news? Raymond Cox died.
The other one, the other wanted poster, it looks like Mr. Dan. And that's Daniel Teague is the name on that one. And both of them, on all 3 posters, they are wanted for murder and thieving.
So is it a wanted dead or alive situation, or is it...
How much matter can't prove it. Because somebody's breaking faces on... Did it again.
I'm not breaking
It's only a bullet in the head.
a bullet hole right here. It's not disturbing the beauty of the dead face.
The back of their heads are pretty toe up, but yeah, the front of their faces just have like a big hole, like right here.
Is it
Well-
true that there's a place in a man's head where if you shoot it, it will explode? All right. Well, as I am saying a prayer for these departed scumbags, I would be also collecting up the horses, making sure they're calm. But be saying something along the lines of, "You have heard that it was said, love your enemy, or love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Lord, I pray that you would give these men a fair shake to repent of their sins, if it is in their hearts, as they walk up to the gate. And that's enough for them.
Lovely. This is so lovely.
Who
Mr.
saw
Gunn.
these posters? Wanted, dead or alive? Is there a bounty?
There is indeed. Each one.
Mr. Gunn, how do you feel about adding to your collection?
Yeah, I don't know if that potato sack's quite big enough, but
We have a wagon.
Perhaps you could collect another potato sack from the ranch. I think it may be best, since these horses were so kind to stay behind, to take these back to the ranch. It might be enough to carry a wagon to get those folks to safety instead of them having to hang out in that cellar.
that's an excellent idea, Reverend. Get them moving. Still got a bit of daylight. With some horses in the wagon, they might make it. All right, let's be quick about it. Dr. Mathis, what's the best way to cut off a human head?
Not with any knife you have. A bone saw usually works best.
Oh, we got a metal bag. I'll be right back.
Again, I'm going to say we have a wagon with 4 full-size dead bodies in the back of the wagon.
Slump them over the horses as we lead the horses back.
Fine. I liked my idea, but that's fine.
The ranch might have a bone saw, and they probably have had to put down a horse or two.
Well, there's a gentleman back in Koshidi who is very fond of cutting off heads with bone saws.
Very true.
And if nothing else, there may be an axe.
Oh, just,
I mean, I don't think we can ask them any questions here. They all dead. Oh, you like the hatchet, yeah.
so you're headed back to the ranch, correct? The ranch
Yeah,
house?
we'll
Okay.
load up the bodies, head back to the ranch.
All right. There you go.
Um,
You make it back to the ranch successfully. So let me get this straight. You've got 2 heads in a burlap bag.
Uh-huh.
Assuming that bag is tied to your saddle. Or is
No, I think it was hanging
At this
from
point,
back
it's in
of
the wagon.
It's
Yeah,
in
I
the
think it
back
was
of the
from
wagon.
back of the wagon.
All right.
Yeah.
That is in the back of the wagon. And you also now have 2 dead bodies
Uh-huh.
in the back of the wagon.
You're catching us
Correct.
correctly.
And you're back at the ranch. What would you enjoy doing at the ranch at this point?
All right, people that are downstairs, nice people. What the fuck are their fucking names again?
Carson.
Carson people. We have a wagon and some horses. You're gonna head back into town. Don't look in the back of the damn wagon.
Wait, we're giving them our wagon?
No. Just give them one of the ones that's there. They just didn't have enough pack animals there.
Oh, no, they didn't have any wagons there.
Oh, they didn't have any wagons there.
Oh,
I thought they had a wagon there, they just didn't have any animals.
They
Oh,
had
okay.
they have a small sort of like
Okay,
wheelbarrow
we'll give them 2 horses. They can pile on and head back into town. Right?
The
Because there's like 2 adults. There's like 2 adults left, right?
Bill Mason comes out. You had left him there. So Bill comes out and takes the two horses. he will he expresses to you that they'll fashion up some type of cart of some kind to get Mr. Carlson, who has suffered wounds, if you remember correctly. And then there's Elena, and then the two boys. And so he takes the horses. Thanks. This is we need to get out of here. Looks like we got enough time to get back to Cochiti. What happened out there?
Yeah, some people are looking to take advantage of these nice people's precarious situation. We'll just say that.
Yeah, well, not surprised. Surprised this smoke hasn't brought even more people. Maybe those bugs are good for one thing, huh?
More of a reason for you to get on.
Yeah, right. You two, be careful, all right?
Godspeed.
All right. Back out on the trail then?
At long last, we would be, yes, I think, heading out back on the trail.
There is, if you remember, a pretty wide, wide is a general term. There is a, let's say what feels like a good 10 to 12 feet of tracks leading in that direction. It's a little very north, a little west, headed towards that ridge that you continue to look out on. We've already established that deputy recognizes those as cattle, and you've seen signs of the bugs as well.
No.
Right along.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say to Mr. Hayes, appreciate where your heart was at in that last encounter. Sorry that turned out poorly. I saw you were winged a bit. Are you doing all right?
Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Nothing a little bandaging won't take care of.
Good to hear it. Better make sure that doesn't turn green.
As you pass by where you had all left the trail to go towards those bodies, you can still see there's where everything took place, right? You got blood patches and things like that out there. I would like you to make a notice roll, everybody, at this point.
5.
$5 footlong.
Mr. Hayes, you're tending to your wound.
I'm tending to my wound
on that while you're on horseback. Laura's off dealing with her pups, but the two of you
Here, she's here.
Quick
I heard
notice
the
roll.
notice roll. I just had to pee real bad.
Oh, no worries.
Did you choose the bathroom?
What?
All right.
It's the best response possible.
The three of you.
I have a what?
The three of you, as you pass that area, you see a familiar creature sniffing out.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Sniffing out the blood that was. Come on, where's that at? There we go.
I believe he is the big bad of this entire thing.
Sniffing at those little puddles of blood. And he looks up at you as you're riding by.
I didn't see shit. I didn't see a goddamn thing. I'm riding with my face turned forward.
We just ignore him.
I mean,
For sure shit can't kill him. Tried already.
I'm not above trying to flamethrower him again.
We need the fire juice. I don't know how it works, but everything's got ammo.
I have Ghost Rock. That's pretty much what it runs on.
Leave him alone.
He just stands there watching you as you pass by.
I said, Jack, you fuck off. I'm not joking about that. You fuck right off.
We have agreed to ignore him.
May I roll an occult roll on that jackalope to see if anything is unnatural about him?
You can roll an occult. Roll occult, absolutely.
Something unnatural about an unnatural creature.
I'm gonna use one of my white. I use my white Benny to re-roll that. A 5.
5. Here's what you know about jackalopes.
Jack a thingy.
They're not real.
What you know is that generally, just through the stories and lore that have been told to you as growing up, jackalopes are generally very bad luck, and they generally stick with a person or with whatever they've focused on. They stick with that, and what the stories tell you is that that person within usually a few days ends up dead. That is what you know about jackalopes.
All right, we're gonna try a thing. Everybody spread out a little bit. Give yourself some room. And we're all gonna call the jackalope. And we're gonna see which one of us it wants to come to.
I got $1 on Buford. You want to take that?
Sure.
Hayes, you in on this?
Well, considering that I was not the one who had him as a pet, I'll get in on it.
All right, spread out. Now,
Okay, we spread out.
Mr. Jackalope, Jack, who do you want?
Describe the scene for me a little bit. You've all spread out. Are you moving? Are you moving forward, moving towards it? Or are you just all like still?
Trying to call him towards us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, here, Jack, basically.
Jack, who the hell do you want to go to, asshole?
I'm more like, go there. Go
Jack's-
there.
He just looks at everybody and just takes a hop forward.
Keep coming, buddy. You gotta pick one.
Just pick some. You got to talk to them like they're people. It's like the toddlers. You got to talk to them like the people. Jack, just pick one of these idiots, and if you could pick Buford, I'll get $1.
He takes another couple of hops forward, and he definitely looks like he's how are you guys spread out? I should probably ask that question.
I'm on the far right.
Here, let's do this. We'll get a real sense.
We
for
could just
what's
say
going
we're
on
in the
here.
same order as we were with the bandits. So
Yeah.
Francis, Winslow, and me.
Holy shit, that jackalope big.
Look, you giant jackalope. I'm not afraid of you.
I'm telling you, that pelt will sell just fine.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do.
I have never been so unafraid of something that would definitely kill me if given a chance.
He begins to inch forward, little by little, and he seems to be going in that direction. Little by little. That direction.
You son of a bitch.
A little more.
Buford. Dollar. Jack, go to Buford. Go to Hayes. Go to Hayes. That one.
He leans forward, smells a little bit, takes another hop, and another hop.
Rabbit, though
And
it
another
chews the cud, does not have divided hoof. It is unclean.
So, Mr. Gunn, you got one of those.
I ain't quite picked yet. He ain't all the way here. Stand out.
Gladly accept one of those gold eagles from you.
There's
there.
some rocks along the road. He's taking a path, and you just give it a minute.
Mr. Biscuits actually takes a step forward.
Oh, it's biscuits. He likes biscuits.
Puts
Biscuits,
the-
you're off to. I'm gonna goodbye.
Puts his nose down a little bit, gives a little smell, and then brings his head back up and kind of turns back and one eyeballs you.
All right, fine, but I ain't superstitious. Jack, get on the fucking horse.
It just
Does that mean the jackalope's here for Mr. Biscuits?
This is the question that I am now wondering. Mr. Gunn,
I pull my gun. Anybody shoots my horse, I'm gonna start.
I'm sure you are aware of the superstition surrounding the jackalope.
And you are an educated lady. I doubt you believe in superstitions.
I have seen things I can't explain, so I'm open to many things. Let's just, we'll just put it out there for everyone to be wary of our friend Mr. Gunn and his horse, Mr. Biscuits. And should they need protecting, as a group who is traveling together, we shall protect them.
the jackalope, Jack, as he's been named. He, you can see his ears
Very
prick up
creative.
a little bit. He looks around, looks back at you guys, turns and hops away to the nearest clump of bushes. And disappears in the bush.
See, nothing to worry about. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a dick. Let's go. Daylight's waning. God damn it!
As we trot along,
I flip a gold eagle to.
Yeah, I was about ready to say. I think there's some.
I flip a gold eagle to Buford, and I don't say nothing about it.
I was in on this bet too.
Yeah, you do owe Dr. Mathis as well.
Fine, but I ain't giving shit to the Reverend.
Oh, I took no part in this. However, I am amenable to what you said, Dr. Mathis.
Down to 19 gold eagles. God damn it.
Oh,
And $96.
I must be honest, I don't like that thing.
Mr. Hayes, did you have a finger
No,
up?
I was just curious about the interaction that just happened there. That there was some sort of communication, or at least some eye contact between the horse and the jackalope itself.
Do you have any like animal handling or anything like that?
No. I'm just curious if we're going to be having like little ponies with antlers.
Oofta.
In this
All right,
world, maybe.
With that, I will be right back.
Oh man.
Chinese
Okay.
food. I can't have Chinese.
The good Reverend finds himself a bush, dismounts, and finds his own bush.
Good.
We might be here for a while, people. What's next? What would you like to do, folks?
All right, biscuits. Fuck he say to you? Now, I want you to be honest with me. I know you got a history of lying. You ain't gonna lie to me this time. Oh, What do you mean secrets are safe? Oh, this isn't a brotherhood. You fucking tell me. I can keep a secret.
He turns around and gives you one eyeball. Turns back.
Well, I don't know what any of that means. The accent is very heavy.
He almost seems to shrug.
You gotta tell me what he says, because it's been well established that I can speak Mr. Biscuits. Or I believe I can speak Mr. Biscuits.
Yes, you believe that you can speak Mr. Biscuits. What do you believe with the...
I don't know, man.
Mr. Biscuits
I'm
said?
blowing time while Phil takes a shit somewhere.
I don't know where my dog went, but I'm sure it's nowhere good.
We have time. You can search the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
your dog disappeared. I mean, is it still in the house? That's the question.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I think he's back in the bedroom, probably chewing on something he's not supposed to be chewing on.
For dogs, that's kind of like, yeah, that's their weird, like their weird porn thing. I mean,
Or
like,
he's
oh,
under
I'm
the
totally
bed.
gonna
He
chew
goes
this.
under the bed in the bedroom a lot. Like his spot where he's mad at me.
Well, Marcus, if you're still there, since you were so keen on suggesting it, cheers.
There you go. All right. What's next for our great heroes?
We head to the canyon, man.
To the
All
canyon.
right, you're following.
I believe we are trying really hard to get to that exclamation point without any more detours.
All right, here we go. Yeah, as you continue to follow that trail, you notice, and I won't make you roll for it. It's pretty obvious. There are just randomly, one or two cows, just munching on, on the landscape as you go by. Never big clumps, just one or two, like stray cattle. They look up at you, quite bored, go back to chewing their cud.
Real quick notice, do they have a brand on them?
They do. They are branded, and you recognize the brand. At least the ones that you see, you recognize the brand as a Carlson cattle, as a Carlson brand. You saw it at the ranch, pretty much everywhere while you were there. Everybody, give me a notice roll.
Do I need to roll again?
Not if you don't want to. You can keep that one. That's cool. Okay.
Chad, we had that discussion about putting our dice in the jail.
Your app needs a dice jail.
It's a reboot.
Everybody but Mr. Hayes. And how did everybody else do? Okay. You actually hear before you see anything. I think, Deputy, you would recognize the sound of a herd of cattle. You hear it before you see anything. And you can all tell that they're getting closer as you move forward on the trail. You're at this point you're slowly going up, so you know that there's a bit of a rise ahead of you.
This easygoing sort of herd, or is this what might be referred to as a stampede?
Not a stampede. That doesn't sound dangerous, I guess. There's no rumble associated. It's just as Deputy Gunn mimicked, mooing, the sound of just multiple cows doing their cow thing.
The faint scent of methane on the wind.
Indeed. The further you go, the louder it gets, and you can feel yourself rising up.
Think this where their whole Sounds like them Carlson cattle ran up this way.
You also
Surprised they're feeling so safe close to these bug things.
you also see that you're getting closer and closer to that ridge that's out in front that you've been riding towards since you left Kuchiti.
Okay, keep going.
Strange, all the Carson cattle would arrive here together.
All right, you
Could
keep going.
the bugs be rustling them for someone?
That seems unlikely.
As I said before, creatures, while violent at times, don't typically have specifically evil motives. Evil motives are typically in the hearts of men.
Based on your backgrounds, do any of you have a lot of cattle experience? What would you say?
Oh,
I was a ranch hand my time across the plains.
Other animals, but not.
Okay. Tell you what, Reverend, give me a what do we want to call that?
Common knowledge, maybe?
Yeah, let's do a common knowledge roll. And if you were a ranch hand, I'll give you a +1.
Okay, +1 to that.
Okay.
Just a gentleman 6.
There we go. What, based on the sound that they're making, you can tell that it's not a large amount of cows. I mean, it's definitely, more than, it would take more than one hand to count them, but it's not like it does not remind you of the big cattle drives that you've been on. And you can also tell that based on the sound, that it's the sounds you've heard when cattle have sensed some danger. When you've heard that sound before, you and some buddies went out to check the herd. Let's put it that way.
They just started making this sound?
It's always been that. Yeah, as you've gotten closer, it's become, and it's gotten louder. You've noticed it.
As we're getting closer, they do seem a bit distraught. Could be getting close to trouble.
Yeah. All right. Everybody perk up a bit. I'll unholster my gun.
As you continue, you know that you're now coming up. You're about to come up top that rise. You continue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you come up.
But as Gunn said, cautiously.
Right. You come up. You're on horseback, and in that wagon, you crest the top of that hill, and yes, you can see a group of cattle, and there with them is one bug creature. Reverend, you've seen, you've ranched with border collies, and you're pretty sure that bug is herding those cows.
God almighty. Thing is actually hurting them.
Shit, I feel like, man, I'm just wrong every time I open my mouth today. Fuck.
Has it seen us yet?
No.
Try and quietly dismount.
The fuck are you doing?
It has a very specific weak point. Need to take a careful shot.
I'm going to paint a picture for you. So we have the ridge behind them. It's pretty high ridge. Off to, as you look at that, off to what would essentially be sort of the northeast along the ridge. You can see that there is a few different entrances to canyons up that way. As you go sort of more southwest along that ridge just continues, and you can see that at some point it begins to bend away, more specifically to the west. Let's do. Anybody have a tracking skill under survival?
I have survival.
Yeah, tracking's under survival. Give me a survival roll.
What would you like me to find?
You actually feel the Earth's rotation. Okay.
What was in that cactus?
Yeah, with that, you can easily see two different trails, cattle trails, go off on both sides of that ridge. It looks like from that, with that roll, it looks like a larger number of cattle were pushed to the southwest, and a smaller number was pushed. Actually, yeah, with that roll, you can see that you're pretty sure it's leading into the first canyon entrance of that ridge.
They're seriously keeping them. Well, it's most likely they're all set up in that canyon over yonder. So they're leading some of them in there to feed. How fucking smart these bugs? Are bugs smart, Doctor? Am I out of my fucking mind? Are bugs smart?
Well, it depends on if they are individual thinkers or if they are part of a hive mind. If they're part of a hive mind, they're as smart as the queen. Or king.
So, this here royalty is smart enough to herd cattle. And is a bug.
You said it looked like they were herding them, as in like to be fed or to feed something with the cows?
Oh, ain't no. Well, they separated off a little group up in that. Most of them they're keeping together. Only reason you keep cows is if you selling them, and who the fuck they gonna sell them to, or they're feeding on them. I assume that smaller group is heading into wherever they actually need to eat. Keep the larger group together, let them keep fatting up. Tell me if I'm wrong.
That sounds reasonable to me.
All makes sense. Taken into pasture, yes. My question for you, Mr. Gunn. Deputy Gunn.
Oh, I don't know anything you don't know, but go ahead.
Do we pick this one off here and hope the others don't hear the shot? Or do we sneak around this one and hope this one doesn't alert its friends?
How about we follow the ridge and see if indeed he is taking them in with another group, to a larger group, to a herd.
If you got a chance to get around to scout, ain't no reason wasting bullets.
I would like to point out that I am a mite bit concerned about what is large enough to be eating a cow that they are feeding.
I don't
If
think
they are
it's
part of a hive mind, this is a worker feeding something bigger.
well, sure, but how many of them you think they got in there, Doctor? I don't think it's a matter of size.
Shudder to think if it's a whole beehive full of these things.
I mean, like ants. Kick over the hill, a million of them dumb run out.
hate to be the one who kicks over the hill.
Well, congratulations. That's our fucking job.
We're here to observe.
Flamethrowers.
All
Did
right.
you have a burning ant with a magnifying glass, Mr. Gunn?
No. Rev has a point. Our job ain't fight them. All we gotta do is poke our little heads in there, find them if they're in there. We do. We head out. Good. I know you're itching to burn something down, Doctor, but
I have
all
an
that
idea.
I
If
am
we're able to
open.
poke our heads in there, find out what's going on, get a better idea of what exactly we're dealing with, if it's a handful or if it's a full hive.
Okay,
If it
and
is
how?
if it's in fact a hive or a tribe of, like you said, ants, ants are a community and they tend to feed together, share just about everything. Poison might not be a bad idea. If we can poison one and it goes into its hidey hole, it will eventually poison all the others.
The ants or the cows?
Now that's a good question.
Yeah, but I ain't got no poison on me. That's a good enough idea, whatnot, but I don't know about you. I ain't carrying around poison to take out 5-foot ants.
Poison kills a metal bug.
Well, we found out that the insides are the most vulnerable. If we poison their food supply,
You know what we could do? Head on back to Santa Fe. Chang's daughter, the Chinese grocer, she can't cook for shit. We get her food, bring it on back out here. I mean, he's the best damn cook I ever seen. If you're in noodles and rice and whatnot, it's amazing. But she can't cook for shit. I'll be honest. I've been trying to tell him that she should not own the business. I feel like I've lost the plot.
I've never had the pleasure, but I feel we may need something a little more corrosive.
Again, taking us to the nature of our quest here is to come and observe.
I agree with Mr. Hayes. We observe, we find out what we're dealing with, and we craft a plan based on that.
Can I?
And the plan would be to head back to Santa Fe with the information that we have.
We may need an army.
With that survival roll, would I notice any way up to the cliffs above?
Yeah, actually, you certainly could. As you,
If you'd like me to roll something else, please.
no, that's, I mean, that survivals, that's a hell of a roll. So you noticed a lot of things. So you've got two divergent trails leading away from this group of cattle to the, like I said, to that sort of northeast. That's where the entrance to that canyon is. To the southwest, you do see a way that you could get up on top of that ridge. It would probably, you couldn't do it by horse. You'd have to climb. You'd have to walk up, but you do see a way up.
Doctor,
Yes.
do you see that little foot trail out southwest there?
Now that you're pointing it out to me, yes.
We ain't getting the horses up there. If all we got to do is see them. What do you think about that?
Might not be a bad place to observe.
I don't think we should keep the horses to themselves, though. I'll go for it. Somebody wants to come with me. We'll all ride around the other side. Well, shit. We'll go on foot. Other side. Make our way. less likely to be noticed. Make our way up there. It's going to take us for fucking ever, but we can't really get the wagon over there without getting noticed.
So
That way, from here, at least you can cover us with the weapons.
who's scouting? Who's staying with the wagons?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Somebody wants to come with.
I will stay with the equipment as I know how to operate it.
I would be pleased to accompany you, Mr. Gunn.
Fantastic. He gets to sing hymns at you, Doctor.
Like,
Hardly seems the time or place.
All right. Buford, I get off biscuits. Pack for a bit of a hike.
All right. What do you guys want to take with you?
I have canteen, extra ammo. And a lantern I'd hook around my gun belt.
Mr. Hayes, what would you like to take with you?
Well, I have it in my equipment, but I don't suppose it's something that I would normally carry around with me, which was lanterns, and some oil.
There would have been lanterns and oil packed back in Santa Fe into the wagon, so you would have.
Well, I definitely take some oil with me.
Cool.
And of course, my matches.
Pardon me.
Cool.
Bless you.
Big sneezes. Big sneezes.
And my rope, because
Nice.
you always need a rope
And something to tie it on to.
and something to hold on to.
I should probably also, and skipping back a little bit, you did find some 45 rounds on those dudes you killed. So if that's something that you wanted to split up amongst each other, there was you found a total of about 30 rounds between the dead bodies. So.
Do all of us use a 45?
Depends on your weapon.
I do.
I do not.
I also
I
do.
do not.
So you said 30?
Yeah, 30 total.
All right, we'll take 15 apiece then.
Maybe 20 to you, 10 to me, since I don't use it as my primary weapon.
All right.
Hey, I have more ammo than when I started this game.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head out. I want you two, Mr. Hayes, deputy. I'm gonna have you roll stealth, but you get a plus 2 to those rolls because you're far enough away and making the roundabout way. But
Okay. I got 6.
nice.
7.
All right. You guys make your way around to the southwest towards that that foot trail that you noticed. As they go, and it'll take you a while to get there, moving slow, moving cautious. The good doctor and the good reverend. What would you like to do while they are making their way around?
I would like to set up, balance a Now, I forget how many of these weapons we had.
We were given
Three
Three.
flamethrowers and 1 acid.
Yes.
what he said.
I'm gonna write that down real quick. 3 flamethrowers. I would like to set up at least 1 flamethrower on the side, balanced on the side of the wagon, kind of facing down where somebody could potentially come up at us as preparation, so that it's ready to roll should something come.
All right. From the direction of the bug or from behind you? What direction?
Well, Mr. Reverend, if you would help me, I will aim one towards the bug that we saw. If you would aim one behind us so nothing sneaks up in our blind spot.
I can certainly help with some lifting if need be. However, the actual calibration of these weapons I feel would be much more your wheelhouse than mine. But I will do what I can to assist.
Yes, if you can just set it up, I can calibrate it so it's ready to just have a trigger pulled.
Let's have you, Laura. Let's pardon me, good doctor. If you could please make a weird science roll with a +2.
Oh, never mind. Then I shall re-roll. Ignore that. That didn't have a +2. That's an 8 with 1 raise.
You have no trouble at all setting these up and calibrating them. You are very sure that these will operate exactly how they're supposed to.
You just need to pull the trigger.
While she's doing that, Reverend, go ahead.
So to be clear, you have asked me to stand at the ready at the trigger of one of these things.
Not necessarily. If need be, I assume that you should be able to run and get to the one, but I'm going to stay in the back of the cart where I could go from either direction.
Okay.
You.
Sorry, just out of character needed to understand that. Go ahead.
Make a notice roll for. I'm assuming that you're keeping an eye out. What are you watching right now? Let me ask you that.
My plan after helping the good doctor get everything set up would be to sit. The wagon itself just has like a soft cover, right?
This is not covered.
No,
There's a
not
tarp
covered.
that covers everything up, sort of laying on top of it, but it's not, like a covered wagon. No.
I would kind of sit atop the wagon and try and keep keep a 360-degree view of the area.
Okay.
Rifle at the Springfield at the ready.
Very good. Give me and go ahead and give me a notice roll. 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything looks pretty. Let's just say there's nothing. You don't notice anything that looks threatening. You can actually see Buford and Deputy Gunn as they continue to come around. And from where you're at, you can tell that they look like they're halfway to the ridge, to that trail. Buford, Francis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say after, kind of immediately after getting the flame rifle set up, my hands would be shaking a little bit, and on my non-trigger finger, I would be kind of applying some lotion to my face.
Anything else you two would like to do? Okay. Back to Buford and Francis. You feel like you're about halfway there. Between where you are now and the ridge, that's at the bottom of that rise that you guys were coming up over. There's not a lot of cover there. What would you like to do?
Telling me $5 is all you need and they'll do anything? We're catching us mid conversation, dude. Come on. Improv.
Yes, and.
I ain't yes in that shit.
As long as we're still alone, I would. What kind of trail are we talking about here that's leading up this thing?
It's less of a trail, and you can just basically see that there are just a series of I don't even know what you would call them,
Mistakes.
platforms that you can scale up and get up to the top of that ridge. It's a little bit of climbing once you get there, but it's not some crazy free hang kind of climbing scenario. It's all just a little bit of effort.
Glad you brought your rope.
Well, we may need it.
I guess athletics to climb the cliff.
Yep. Well, we have to. Right now, there's probably we'll call it probably about 100-yard distance between the bottom of the bluff you just came over. So it's bottom of the bluff. It's essentially flat land, and then the ridge comes up, and you're probably 200 yards from the cattle. You can still hear them, but you're pretty sure that you can't. Let's just say you can tell where the bug is from this point, but you're quite a distance away. Do you just want to head straight to the ridge?
Yeah, I suppose stealth a little bit, but
Yep.
there's not really an option here.
Right. Essentially, there's the only cover you get would be like the small brush bits between where you are now and the ridge itself. So you're gonna make a stealth roll.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a +2 to those.
6.
7.
All right. You're pretty sure of yourselves. You pretty stealthy, making your way across bouncing from clump to clump. As you reach a clump, the last bit of brush before you hit the ridge. In that brush, you see, oh man, where'd it go? You see a familiar sight. He just pokes his head out.
Hey, Jack, do you know how to fucking climb? If not, get the fuck out my way.
Kind of hops a little bit towards you. Smells.
I don't have the carrots, man. They're on the saddlebags. I don't have them. You got to go back to the wagon. I ain't got them.
He disappears back into the brush. You reach the ridge, and give me some athletics rolls. Athletics is a thing.
Yes. Athletics is a D6. I got a 4.
5.
All right, you guys do pretty well. You're headed up the side of that ridge. Back at the good Reverend and the good Doctor. Let's have you both make a notice roll.
Four.
Reverend, did you also get a 4 again?
I did not roll. I apologize. Notice you said
Yes, please.
I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my white bennies.
Very good.
That'll be a 4.
All right. Yeah, both 4s. Things seem to be just fine. You're both pretty sure that you see Buford and Francis reach the ridge, and then they disappear from sight.
Any much movement on the border collie?
Yeah, the cool part about that is you actually are watching that bug herd those cattle as a group begins to sort of stray away from the pack. It gets over there from the herd. It gets over there, pushes them back to the herd. Just one. It's fast too. It just, you're amazed by the speed of these things.
No, Hugo.
It's unnerving, really, to see that thing act just like it was a trained dog.
Back to Buford and Francis. Give me another athletics roll. You're about halfway up.
Another 5.
I've gotten a bit of a go for it now.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of amazing. You're like Sylvester Stallone from Cliffhanger. You're just grabbing stuff and just pulling yourself up. You don't need to, but you're just doing that because you think it looks cool. So, yeah, you both make it to the top of the ridge.
Instead of Sylvester Stallone from Cliffhanger, can I look like Tom Cruise from the beginning of Mission Impossible 2, where I'm hanging like
You need another raise for that. Sorry, dude.
damn it.
It also need to be about 4 inches shorter.
As you reach the top of the ridge, I'd like you both to make a notice roll, please.
And say he'd also have to roll for Scientology.
Uh-oh. I don't see shit.
Fun fact: all Scientology is weird Scientology.
I got a 10 on my notice roll.
Wow, nicely done. Francis, you're concentrating on what's in front of you. Buford, you turn around and look where you've just come from, and you see coming from the southwest along the ridge, you see 2 more bugs coming up the ridge towards where the cattle are.
Right. I give Deputy Gunn a tap on the shoulder. Point down.
I ain't looking down. What are you?
I whisper to him, we got more company.
Oh shit. Well, more like our compatriots have more company.
All right, back to Dr. Mathis and the Good Reverend. I'd like you both to make notice roll, please.
Five.
Yeah.
A 6.
As you're watching, you also see 2 more bug creatures coming from the southwest, headed toward the herd of cattle.
That herd that we've just been observing.
Correct. So by this time, yeah, and your notice rolls have been good. There are about just 14 head. There are 14 head of cattle in that little herd. So not a lot. But, yep, they're being kept track of. And you see those 2 bugs coming towards that herd.
I think they might be moving them. That, or we're not as well hid as we thought we were.
Well, I guess don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes.
As you watch, you see the 2. They get the attention of the one, and they come together. They actually meet sort of halfway, and you have no idea what's going on, but they're exchanging something.
Insurance information.
That's all you hear. Back to Buford and Francis.
There ain't shit we can do for them. We might as well do what we're supposed to.
I hope that they see them in time.
I have a feeling we'll find out.
All right. What would you like to do on top of this ridge?
Follow the line so we can get a good look down inside that
Yeah, we got to see inside that.
Okay.
chasm or whatever.
So you're basically, looking at the map as an example. So you're basically sort of coming along the top of the ridge until you reach that canyon. Is that your plan?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. At this point, you're running across that ridge. The top of that ridge is kind of interesting because you from that vantage point you can tell looking out across it to sort of the northwest as you're moving in that direction, or I'm sorry, to the northeast as you're looking in that direction. There you can see that it's just kind of a maze of canyons. You can see, the top of this ridge sort of drop away and come back, and it's just
We can't see down into any of them.
Right now you're just running across that edge. You're not close enough at this point to look down in any of them.
Well, I mean, we would need to be checking in.
Yeah.
I'm aware of which one of these canyons they were getting moved into, though, right?
Correct. You know the entrance. You know exactly
Okay.
where the entrance is, and you could, from below, you didn't see that there was any break along the top of the ridge before it got to that canyon entrance.
Okay, so yeah, I just keep going until we got there.
All right. You get to the you're on your way to that canyon entrance. We'll go back to the Reverend and the good doctor. As you watch, all 3 of those bugs head back to the herd, and the 2 of them separate the herd into 2 bits. The majority of them, about 7, 8, let's say 9 of them, they herd together, and they actually start to push to the southwest along the edge of that ridge from the direction they came.
In the direction that our friends are investigating.
They are pushing them to the southwest, so they're actually moving away from the entrance of the. So they've left 5 cattle with that 1 bug, and the rest of them they're taking in another direction.
Just still steady there.
Stay where you're at.
Fixed on what's going on.
Okay. Francis and Buford, you reach the entrance of that canyon, and you begin to follow it, and you're running across the top of that edge. As you look down inside, let's see here. Yep, so essentially, you guys, heroes. You guys are basically on top of this bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that this was the canyon that trail led into. And you can see at the bottom of the canyon that those, that trail continues.
My God, they've created an entire community. There's schools and homes. They're socialists. Kill them all. Is there bugs down there? Is there cattle down there?
There's nothing, just the sign that they were there, just the hooves and the prints. You can still make those out. They weren't trying to hide them. Looks pretty well traveled.
They're coming through here at least. Guess keep going.
Like along the top of that ridge, or would you like to go down inside?
I'm not going down inside.
Not going down into a place where we can't get out of.
All right. So you continue around that ridge, and you can. It just continues around. And I need a notice roll from you, please.
Crap.
4.
And Deputy, that was a 3. That was your roll?
Yes.
Okay. Buford, from across the canyon, you notice a campsite.
Oh.
It actually looks more than just a campsite. It gives you the impression that, I mean, there's it looks like things have been there for a while. A well-used site, let's put it that way.
Do I notice any people?
No.
But it looks like it's still being used, not that it's been neglected.
It certainly looks like it's been used relatively recently. From that distance and with that notice roll.
It's going to be hard to tell.
Yeah, you don't. It doesn't look, it doesn't look like what I don't even know how to describe it. It doesn't, let's just say the canvas on that tent, on those tents don't look as though they've started to decay or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Well, I do point out my discovery to the fine deputy.
Where?
Right across the other side. Look on top. Look on top, right there.
Yeah.
Look right. No. Okay, turn around. Turn around. This direction.
Shut up. Oh, you're right. What the actual living hell?
I don't know. What do you make of that?
There ain't nobody being this friendly near these things unless they got an angle.
Have they got an angle or they got something to do with it?
All right, let's head that way. Be real cautious.
You actually want to head down into that ravine and head up on the other side?
Can't we walk around?
It's going to be quite a journey.
All you can see from that vantage point is more trail, more side of that canyon. From where you're at now, you don't see any way to the other side without going down into the canyon itself. It's an easy enough trip down. I mean, there's enough
Yeah,
place
that's how
to
gravity
climb
works.
down in. Good point.
I was going to say the trip down is not as much of a concern as the trip up, should we need to get up in a hurry.
Shit. All right.
But I would be more than willing to check it out.
How far away is the camp, distance-wise?
Let's see here. I'll get you an accurate. Let's see. It's 105 squares, so about 210 yards.
Well, that's not fucking doable. All right, shit, let's go.
All right. Give me just a quick athletics roll to see if you make it down unscathed.
Oh, Lord, help me. Help me, Lord Jesus.
You're right about getting down. It's real easy.
Oh!
Yeah, you both make it down. I mean,
Buford, there's stairs right here. Found them. There's even a handrail.
both of you even leap from the second to last stair and
Superhero
superhero land.
Superhero landing. Superhero landing.
Superhero landing.
We basically parkour our way down.
It's very popular.
As Mr. Hayes calls out to Jesus, the Reverend gets like a spider sense tingle. It's like,
All right, we're gonna cut back to the Reverend and the good doctor. You continue to watch, and you see those two herd the larger part of that herd down around the bend, getting smaller and smaller in the distance. And yeah, those 5 cattle that are left, they're just huddling together. That bug, just looming over them, keeping them in place. Not long after that, you see you see that bug begin to push them northeast towards the canyon opening.
Doctor, I'm thankful those bugs weren't for me. Weren't here looking for us. This intelligent behavior, it's unsettling. What do you make of it?
Damn organized.
Unions.
I don't like it. I don't think that the 4 of us can take it on.
Yeah, clearly it would take some kind of miracle or some great luck for us to have any kind of impact here. Hopefully we'll find some information that someone can use that we can, or we're going to have to come back here with more firepower than I care to imagine.
I think we may need at least one more visit to my doctor friend who gave us these devices. We're going to need more than these to take care of whatever the hell's happening here.
I got to tell you, good doctor, These devices give me the EBGBs every bit as much so as those metal bugs.
No, they really shouldn't. They're perfectly safe.
I'm sure they're very safe in steady hands. I just must admit I want as little to do with them as possible.
You can use a fucking Remington. You can fire one of these. It's just a point and shoot. Don't be afraid. There's nothing ungodly about them. It's just science.
There's You're right. I'm sure it's just a thing.
A thing? What are you really afraid of, Reverend?
I found Cheetos.
He says, interrupting an intense moment of role play.
Sorry.
Just say I may have come to be where I am to avoid the fires of hell.
So fire. You're afraid of fire.
Not so much afraid as abjectly terrified.
How do you camp?
I don't like starting the fire myself. I mean, I can watch it from a distance. It's contained. It's under control. These things.
Go ahead.
These things are something I quite frankly don't understand, and I don't know how they could backfire. I know the young lady who made them is very capable, and I'm sure they're very safe in your hands. I just don't want to be near it if I don't have to.
Now, in my experience, fears such as things like fire, or in my case, dogs, tend to stem from a particular experience. You don't just wake up one morning afraid of fire.
Fuck you, Mike.
God damn it.
No, good doctor. No, you did not.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Do it.
Much as I like to get to know the people I'm traveling with, that story is a part of another life, I'm afraid.
Mine too. She just starts giggling and her final flamethrower. And takes a big old swig of whiskey.
Get it, Laura.
Is that a cut to moment, or are you guys good?
Pinkies.
All right.
Two and pinkies. Yes.
Pinkies.
Swig of whiskey was mentioned, I believe.
I have a weird collection of booze next to my desk that I did not realize I was putting together. I have rum, gin, and tequila, and I would not mix any of those with any of those.
No.
Isn't it Tom Collins like two of the three of those at least?
I don't know who Tom or Collins is, and they can both go fuck themselves. All right.
All right.
So we've traveled up the other side, yes?
Cut to, yes.
Because we're fucking ninjas.
With those rolls, yes. You find yourself in something a little more than a campsite. Let's go ahead and do some notices and some investigations, whichever you prefer.
There's nobody there?
You see no one.
Okay. I will investigate then. Ha-ha! I'm a good cop.
And Buford, that's your 2.
I'm still looking down in the ravine, amazed at how well we climbed up to this.
Parkoured that shit like fucking animals. Just
I wish anybody
amazing.
would have been here to see what we just did, Buford. Or a single fucking person.
So what you the obvious stuff is it looks like a almost like a kind of a permanent campsite. There is there's an actual outhouse type shanty built up a little bit further on the ridge. The tent is one of those large sort of canvas, almost looks like a military tent. And if it probably was military at some point. There are bedrolls. There is it just looks like this is a place where people lived more than camped, right? In your investigation, Mike, inside the tent, you do find the regular kind of things that you would find in a campsite. Some of the more interesting things, though, you find a deck of playing cards that looks like it's been, well used. Your basic bedrolls, your lanterns, that type of stuff.
No identifying markers, letters.
At this, no, not here. You do, however, find a Springfield .58 caliber carbine and a box of paper cartridges.
Springfield .58. Oh, this is one of those muzzle loader. God damn it!
Is that the same one I use?
I don't know. Is it?
I just know mine is a Springfield rifle.
Yeah, it's probably the same one. It's a big rifle. Yep, single load, military style.
Is the fire? There'd be a fire there, right?
There
like a
would be.
fire hole.
Yep.
Is that recently used?
It is. It's cold. It is. What you really notice is that there are plates of food sitting next to it and around it, 4 of them. And it's rotted. The weird thing is it doesn't look like it's been scavenged. It's just 4 plates of food.
No signs of struggle at all.
Not that you see here, no.
This don't make no damn sense. Somebody left this place. Food sitting here. Fire going.
Did you ruffle the tent?
I did. There ain't nothing.
Give me with Francis's roll, you look out back up the canyon, and you see down in the canyon a wagon. It's basically been destroyed.
Ride that in here on accident. Set camp up top. Why
Probably
leave the
got taken by
campsite?
the bugs then.
The bugs got them. There'd be blood all over the place, viscera, whatnot.
Well, it depends where they were when they got them.
They just left their meals sitting here around the campfire? Come on now, Hayes. Suppose the only thing we can do next is go check that
Check out that wagon.
fucking wagon. We haven't seen any bugs.
As of yet, you've not seen anything in the canyon. You just see the... You can, at this point, see that trail of tracks leads basically around and sort of bits over that wagon and head up towards the northwest passage there.
That left way there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time to be paying attention to this, Buford. We
I
can
mean,
go
personally,
check-
I think we should head down and check it out.
All right, fine. They come back. I say we make for that near ridge, not come back here.
I agree.
All right. With those parkour rolls that you made earlier, we'll let those stand. And it doesn't take
Well, there's an escalator there, man. We don't need to.
It doesn't take you long to get to the bottom of that canyon once again. But before we go any further, we're going to cut back to the Reverend and the good doctor. As you watch, Reverend and Dr. Mathis, as you watch continue to watch the bug and that cattle, it pushes those cattle into that canyon entrance. And they disappear into the canyon.
Well, that's definitely where they're going.
Supposing we'll have to scout that out too if those boys don't find anything of note.
Yep.
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 All right. Buford. Francis. You reach the wagon. The wagon looks kind of recently busted up. Of course, you notice that that cattle and whatever have been sort of stomping over the front of it in this area, so that's been pretty cracked up. But the debris, then the wagon itself doesn't look like it's been there for like the campsite. It just doesn't look like it's been there for that long.
I'm gonna skip over the wagon. I'm gonna go to that rock to the north.
Look up here.
In that direction that the tracks are headed. I'm
Okay.
gonna look down that way.
Down in here. Gotcha.
I am going to investigate the wagon, though.
All right. Buford, you have an investigation
Yep.
skill? All right, give me an investigation roll, please.
5.
All right, very good enough. You can tell that the wagon is full of essentially mining equipment. Shovels, picks, lanterns. You find 2 sticks of dynamite.
I take those ever so carefully.
Right. And you find what looks like it's a big metal box with a lock on it. Big is relative. It's sort of like the size of a standard sort of strong box of today.
I take note of it, but don't. Well, first I check to see if it is locked.
It is not.
I go ahead and open it.
Inside, you find essentially paperwork. You find a deed.
Tax returns.
Essentially a deed with mining rights. And on that, you read the name. It belonged to an Edwin Merkel. You also find some, basically family trinkets. You find a small photograph of a woman and a man and 4 children. You find what looks like a set of wedding rings, stuff like that.
I go ahead and pocket it.
That sounds like Mr. Hayes. Yeah. And
Sticky fingers Hayes.
And lastly, you find in the wagon essentially a burlap sack full of a dense, dark black substance that you may recognize. Give me a common knowledge roll.
5.
All right. You're pretty sure this is ghost rock.
How much of it? How heavy?
It feels to you to be about maybe 4 pounds. It's not pure. You can see that other debris has been mixed with it, but you can easily see the larger chunks and smaller chunks that are definitely ghost rock.
Yeah, I go ahead and put it in my satchel.
Okay.
And then I head over to Deputy Gunn.
All right.
Notice. Oops. I'll re-roll that. There you go.
All right. Yep. As you both look down the canyon, you can see that the canyon continues. So do those tracks. Those tracks just continue down. Yep, tracks continue down the canyon. And you can tell that beyond that, you're pretty sure it's gonna it looks like it's gonna open up.
Well, that's the way we need to head. What'd you find over there?
These may come in handy as I show him the dynamite.
Shit. You want to put out your
Otherwise, just
cigar?
some worthless trinkets, nothing of value.
No identifiers?
Nothing that I could find.
Right.
It just seemed like some they was here to do some mining. Just some paperwork on that.
What kind of paperwork?
Oh, the usual
Name.
list of equipment.
Name.
What do you mean names?
It was paperwork for a deed or something. There'll be someone's name on it.
I didn't run across any deed.
There ain't no point in you stealing, man. There ain't no point. All right. We got to head back down that way. So we go up this here ridge. Follow it down. Safe west, okay?
You lead, I'll follow.
Here. Take the rifle. I give you this Springfield.
All right. Which side are you climbing? You said you wanted to go up top.
Well, based on that, probably that left side.
Back on the same side you were on before? So back up this way?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will not make you roll another save or athletics check. I do, however, want you to roll a notice.
Five.
9.
All right. Both of you, but Mr. Hayes, you notice it first. You hear the familiar sound of cattle moving in your direction from back where you came.
Down in the canyon?
Back in from the direction of the entrance of the canyon, so back
Right.
to the south.
Well, Mr. Guns, sounds like they've got something heading our way.
Sounds like we need to get our head down. Get your ass on the floor.
We need to lay flat.
All right, you lay flat. You're up on top. And yeah, doesn't take long. You see 5 head of cattle being pushed by one bug. It rounds that corner where the wagon is, and it pushes them right by you. I'm gonna. Ooh. The bug just continues forward. You're pretty sure you've gone unnoticed.
How far do we have to actually go in here, Buford? Son of a bitch. All right.
I say we give it 2 more minutes before we move. I want to be safe.
All right.
When they attack the train, there's a whole mess of them. That means somewhere down there's a whole mess of them. Most likely, anyway. These canyons, they narrow up. That means there's a cave. We can't go down in one of them caves, Buford. Especially if it's an old mining cave. Shit. All right, let's go.
All right. Before you do, I'm going to cut back to the Reverend and the good doctor. You've watched those things go in that canyon. Yeah. What would you like to do? Anything you would like to do before I go back to Mr. Hayes and Francis?
And those particular ones are heading towards Hayes and Francis.
Well, all you've done is seen them enter that canyon.
Yeah.
You do not know what's going on inside.
Right. Well, it's all cleared up here, but still, I don't think we can leave the animals in the cart.
Oh, I'm not leaving these pretty guns by any means. So if your plan is to go down there, we're carrying 2 guns apiece.
Understood. Here we shall stay.
All right. Buford, Francis, as you inch your way along the top of that canyon, you come around and over the top of where you know it opens up. And you see this. You see 2 different pools of some type of red, for lack of a better word, goo. There are bugs actually walking across the top of that goo, as if it's got some type of shell, a hard shell over the top of it. Directly below you, in this area here, you see a bug patrolling this edge, and on that edge you hear, without a notice roll, you hear the voice of a woman screaming for help. Thank you very much for watching this evening. With that, we will wrap it up, because shit about to hit the fan.
Buford, do you feel like Mathis should have been here instead of us? Because I feel in over my fucking head. I don't know about you.
Now I just got the feeling that a young lady's about to die.
Adios, lady!
Oh, fuck.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.
That was Deadlands episode 8. On Sunday, we'll be back. Well, I won't be, but these guys will. They'll for a little distant star, and then we're back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and we'll just do it all over again. You want to catch up, go hang out with us on the YouTubes, or is anybody throwing up the?
I'll do it.
The Discord link?
I have not yet, and
Yep. I'll do it right now.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, Laura, because I would have had to reopen Discord.
Come hang out with us on Discord.
Yeah, you'll hear all kinds of the stupid shit that we say to each other when we're not live. The same kind of stupid shit we say when we're live.
What are you talking about? There's very intelligent discussions ahead.
The highlight would be Patrick's food blog. What are we calling that now?
Patrick's weird food pics.
I haven't put anything on there for a while.
Well,
You really haven't.
you haven't.
You're slacking.
Slacker.
Indeed. All right, everybody. Thanks.
Get out.
See you
Bye, Internet.
later. Love you, internet. Bye.